Okay, in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to use output files in C++. Here's a simple program where I have three variables declared, an integer x which has a 5 in it, y is 6.6, and the string s has hello. And then I just output those three values to the screen. So we'll see what it looks like. There you go. Okay, and notice I do have the string library included because I'm using string variables. But what we need to do when we work with files, and again, this is just going to be an example of an output file, is there's a few steps. You need to include the fstream library. That's where everything is located for files. We need to declare an output file stream object. We need to open the file, and then we can send some stuff to the file, and then we can close it. So let's just start by including the library called fstream. That's where everything for files is located, so you need to have that. Okay, I'm going to declare an ofstream object. I'll just call it outfile. Outfile is just a variable name. ofstream is a data type. So this will declare an output file stream object. So that means in my program, this variable name outfile now is going to represent my output file. So what I have to do is I have to do an association between that variable name and an actual file that's located on my disk somewhere. So I'll just call this file, I'll call it outfile.txt and make it a text file because that's probably the most accurate description of the type of file that gets created. It's just a file created with text in it. Okay, so what's going to happen here is it's going to open a file. Here's the name of the file. Now you can specify a full path, but if you don't, it's going to go to wherever your project is located. And my project here you can see is called demo. So the output file is going to be going to this demo folder where my project is located. And then if I want to send things to the file instead of to the screen, I just change this to outfile. So now this is going to go to the file instead of the screen. So again, this will open my output file, and this is how we send things, right? Just using our output operator here. And it's good practice when you're all done to close your file. Now, technically, if you don't close it when the program ends, it'll close, but it's a good habit to get into, especially if you're working with multiple programs, multiple files. There's some programming languages where if you forget to close the file, the program just won't work, so it's just good practice. So I'm going to run this program, and when I run it, we're not going to see anything because everything's going to the file right now. See, it just says press any key to continue. So in order to see this, I actually have to open up my output file. Oh, I wish I had this screen higher, but I'm just going to the main menu to File, Open File. Okay, and this is where all my stuff is located. It's on my desktop in a folder called C++ Files, in a subfolder called Demo. All right, and in here is the file I just created, outfile. And if I open it, you can see right there what's in there. Okay, so it got sent to the file instead of the screen. Now, you can send things to the screen and the file if you want. Like I can say, hello. That'll go to the screen. Everything else will go to the file. Right, hello. Press any key to continue. Now, this message is important. The file has unsaved changes inside this editor and has been changed externally. Do you want to reload it? What's happening is outfile.txt, every time the program runs, it's just going to write over the top of it. okay? So it was already existed from the first run. Now when I run it again, all right, it sends it to the output file again, and we have a tab open here. So when I say yes, it's just going to make sure that this tab contains the new data. Now I didn't change the data, but still that's important, okay? So I'm going to take this out for now, and I'm just going to show you that, X is a double, so you can use your format manipulators if you want. I'm going to have to come up here and include IOmanip if I want to do that. Right? As long as you if you put out file before the format manipulators, it'll set them for the file. If you also want them set for the screen, you would have to have cout fixed and set precision someplace, but you'll see, I'll just run this so you can see it. Press any key to continue. Do I want to reload? Yes. And now when I open my file, you can see that the precision's been set to 2 for this. Okay. So output files are relatively easy. If the file doesn't exist the first time, it creates it for you. And every time you run it, it will write over the top of the existing file.